to the game. How's everyone feeling about that amazing finish?
Oh, I think, there's definitely a sense of disappointment. But I think to our credit, I guess the way we fought out the game was, really good signs from a young side that's developing and maturing. So I was really proud of the boys' effort to come within, 1 point. And it was just probably one of the best derbies that a lot of supporters got to see and witness, and unfortunately we didn't get over the line.
Did you think that ball was going through right at the end there?
Because of Valentine's celebrating quite hard, I actually did get quite excited because I was near him. But I could certainly see that it did hit the post, and it was just all the boys were doing their best to try and move the post out of the way, I think. But unfortunately, it just didn't get there.
Just before the kick, you went over to him and you had a bit of a chat. What did you actually say?
Yeah, well, my goal kicking, as you know, has been fantastic this year. So I actually went over to give him a bit of words of wisdom. But no, it was probably just trying to use my knowledge to really soak in that moment and relax and try and block out all the distractions. I just said to him, go back, don't consider what's at stake, and just kick through the ball as best you can. And he did give it a really good ride, and I don't think a lot of guys probably suggested that he was going to be able to kick sort of a set shot at 52 metres, not that angle. So it was a great kick under that amount of pressure. But as I said, it was unfortunate for everyone in Ballard to not be able to kick that winning goal.
You would have taken the win, but do you reckon you would have deserved it?
I think any win that you get over the line doesn't really matter whether you deserve it or not. A win's a win, and 4 points, you'd certainly take anything. To our credit, I think it was a great test of mental strength to be able to come from behind, and the way we did, and it looking like the game was getting away. And also to West Coast, they played a tremendous game as well, and didn't get as many goals on the board that they probably would have liked.
How did it feel with the number of free kicks right towards the end of the game? Did it feel like a pretty unusual situation?
Yeah, I probably haven't really analysed the game in that much depth yet, but it certainly looked like there was more free kicks paid in that last sort of 10 to 15 minutes of the game, probably more than what it was throughout the game. And probably would have liked to see those ones just get played through, but they're decisions that I can't control, and they're the umpire's decisions, and you back them in on those particular moments.
And Maney's mark, you were right there. Did you think you got it?
Might have been paid if it wasn't so, critical to the game. If it was earlier on, it might have been paid.
And the deliberate out of bounds, did you get a look at that one?
I didn't see that one. I was actually on the bench at the time. So, but at the end of the day, we can't focus on the umpire's decisions. We didn't end up winning the game, and we're certainly not going to go back and say it was the umpire's fault. It's the decisions that were made. There's a lot of decisions that are made throughout the game, and a lot of critical moments. And if you can win 90% of those moments, then you have a chance to win. But unfortunately, we're not going to sit back and blame the umpires. That's just not the spirit of the game.
How did Fellas handle the disappointment of missing the showing goal?
As I said before, I think he would like to have been able to kick it. Everyone loves to be in that moment and win the game for your team. But he's had enough support from all his teammates to suggest that it wasn't the only moment that didn't get us over the line. So I think he's handled it quite well, and I don't think there's any reason why he should be dwelling on that moment.
And when you left here, you started well, had injury problems when you left Fremantle the first time. 200 games. Just tell us what was going through your mind when you left to go to the Bombers, and how does it compare with the way you feel now, back at Fremantle, ready to play your 200th?
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought at that particular time when I was in a decisive move whether I should go home or not that I'd actually reach 200 games. So, it's a long time ago now, but the amount of, steps that I've taken to, achieve 200 games, I'm very proud of. There are a lot of ups and downs in football, but I guess the best challenge that I've had is being able to get through them mentally. It's great when you're playing your best football, but when you're not playing your best football, that's when it presents, the times of hardship and really test your mental capacity. But I think guys that have played in 200 plus games have certainly been able look back on their career and say that they've been able to get through a lot of challenging moments, and that's probably the most, I guess, the most pride that I would take out of my career, being able to fight through those challenges as a player.
How have you assessed your past couple of weeks since coming back from injury?
I'd say that I've been able to play my role. I guess my expectations weren't that high, and I think that was the best way to go into these games. But if I can play the role that I've been asked to do, and be able to help and assist our real playmakers get the ball, that's how I assess my last couple of weeks. I don't expect to set the world on fire, but I'd certainly like to, in the next couple of weeks, be able to get a bit more momentum personally. But again, if I'm playing that role as a forward or a midfield, that's the part that I'll be looking at the most.
You've been a versatile player throughout your career. Where do you see your role going forward?
I'm not really sure. To be honest, I don't think that's a decision for me. As I said, as you get a little bit older into your career, and we have a lot of young guys coming through, it's about where I can best have an impact for the team, and pass my knowledge to the young guys, and really allow our Fifes, these type of players, to be able to take the game on, and support them in any way I can.
With 6 games to go, Adam, is it hard to not look too far ahead, knowing what you've got ahead? It's a tough draw.
Yeah, it is. I haven't looked past this game, and I don't think we should as a club. It's an old cliche, but I think if you look too far ahead, you lose focus on what's important in the moment, and we need to just focus on Hawthorn and work out their strengths and their weaknesses, and see where we can try and get them.
Have you seen this is from Melbourne, the Matthew Knight's blue? Have you been surprised at how that's blown up, or was that always coming, you reckon?
I haven't read a lot into it at the moment, and it's probably a good thing that I'm this far away. And I'm too many distractions outside of footy at the moment to really focus in on too much of the media and what's said throughout the weeks. But I'm probably not surprised. Every person's got a pride, so I'm not surprised at Matthew Knight's coming back. But at the same time, Matthew Lloyd has an opinion of that particular moment and what was, I guess, put forward to him, and whether it was best for him or not. So I think, personally, it's not something that I need to get involved in. I understand where both parties are probably coming from.
Adam, the likelihood is that Luke McPhee will be cited again this afternoon by the AFL Tribunal. If he doesn't end up playing this weekend and Silvani gets the task, do you think he's proven, coming back from injury, that he's up to matching up on someone like Lance Franklin?
Oh, well, he only played half a game, Silvani, before he actually came into the senior ranks and stepped up and played on Jonathan Brown. So I'm pretty confident that he can play on Lance Franklin if that had to happen. But I guess we're not really 100% sure what's going to take place with Luke. I didn't really see the contest in detail. As far as it looked to me from afar, Luke had his eyes on the ball and just braced for impact. So, and the fact that Kennedy was able to get up straight away and have a shot on goal means that there wasn't a lot in it.